Hi everyone, thanks for joining me. We're going to do some Valentine crafts today, and here's a few samples. There's this one with a cloud and two hearts, and this one has two birds, and then this is a heart with a bit of a weaving in. And there's a fourth one that we might have time to do too. So just go through your house and gather up some supplies. You might have to go to the store. I just used what I had. So there's some paper here. These are actually envelopes, but I'm going to use them as construction paper. I found some pipe cleaners. These are just from the kitchen. Your cookie cutters. There's a bird and some hearts. And then I found this scraps of fabric from the sewing basket. And then some yarn. Hole punch, children's scissors if you're doing this with children, or if for the adults, some adult scissors, and some glue. And so for the first one, we'll get started. This is actually cardstock, and then I've got some paper, and like I said, I just had these extra envelopes, but you can just use construction paper or whatever paper you have. And then you can take your cookie cutter and put it on your paper, and you can get a gray pen and trace that. Trace the cloud. Okay, and then you can cut it out. There's your cloud. And this will be, it's going to be like a cloud with two hearts hanging down, like they're floating in the sky. So there's your cloud. And then for the hearts, maybe we'll do this one that's a bit of a smaller heart. Got some hot pink and some red. Let's do the red. You can just use your paper, but I'm just using this because what I had, some old envelopes, and just trace your heart shape. You can also draw the shapes if you don't want to trace them with cookie cutters. So you can do two hearts. Once you trace these out, and then you can cut them out. There's the drawing of it. And depending on how old the children are, some, if you have a young child, a 2-year-old, they may need help with the scissors, or depending on what level they're at with their motor skills. So there's that. I'm going to put my scraps of paper over here in this basket. I'm going to cut out the second heart. These are going to be great to send in the mail since we're social distancing with COVID. You can send these, your children can send these to their teachers in the mail or their classmates, or they can send them to grandparents. And now that we have our two hearts and our cloud, we can do one hole punch in the top of each heart. And then this one looks like there's a second shape. So I'll save one of them. And then the cloud, we're going to do two hole punches on the bottom to hold the two hearts. And one at the top, two at the top also of your cloud. Okay, then we can get some string. I have gray here, but you can use light blue or yellow or whatever colors you have. We'll make the two hearts at two different lengths. You can eyeball that, cut them at two different lengths, and then tie a knot in here. And some children will be able to do this whole project with, on their own, just with the instructions, and then some will need some help where you might be helping them tie a knot, but maybe they can cut scissors with, cut the yarn with their scissors. So just tie the string into the where you punch the holes. So we've got these two. This is where the two hearts are going to go. And just tie the hearts on. And sometimes it's fun to go to get some different stamps at the post office. They have different, it's the same price, but you get to pick out different ones. So see what that might be fun for. If you have other things at home, you might have stickers or glitter or other types of things that would be fun for this project. Just basically, even just paper and scissors and markers too. You can make some good valentines. So here's these pieces, and then we just need one more for the top. One more piece of yarn. You could use ribbon or string and tie this to the top of your cloud. And then I'm going to bring it around like a little loop to the other side. And so your fourth hole that you're going to tie, the last one. All right. There's that one. It's a little bit tangled here. Let me see if I can get this piece out. This happened when I made my sample one to me too. Okay. Undo this a little bit. Okay, I'm getting all tangled up here. See what I can do. All right. Okay, so there we have that one. Now this one, you can write on it. You can write here, you know, Happy Valentine's Day, or, you know, to Mom, love Sean, or, you know, just I love you. And then this can be, you know, sent in the mail. That's fun. You can be hung in the car. You can wear it put it over and wear it as a necklace too. Okay. There's that one. And then here's another one that's fun. This one is, I'm going to use this paper because it's cardstock, so it's a little bit thicker. And I'm going to just take a heart. Let me get a bigger heart, maybe this one. This is my cookie cutter from my kitchen. And since the heart is pink, you can use a pink marker to trace your heart, and then cut it out. And you can hand draw if you want to. You don't have to use these cookie cutters. So then we're going to just cut our heart out, and put these are paper scraps in here. And then in order to make this, you're going to take your hole punch and just punch a few holes around the edges. Kind of pretty spread apart. Just don't need a lot. Just till it wraps around like that. And then I have these pipe cleaners at my house, so you could use string, and the child can do this. This is actually really good for fine motor skills for preschooler. You can have them insert the pipe cleaner through the holes and go around. And I found that one pipe cleaner wasn't quite enough for this size heart, so we're going to do two. And put the other one through the holes, and so the child can do this part, even if they can't quite do the hole punch. They might like to try with you too, where your hand is doing the punch and then their hand is helping you, so they can feel like they're helping. And then this part, you can just tie these at the bottom. And you can tie them at the top. You can make a little circle too, again, where you can hang it. And then this part, you can just cut these. If you have strong enough scissors, you can just cut the parts off. If you don't want these hanging down at the bottom, you can just cut that part off, wrap it up. And then they can draw on here. They can draw pictures. You can write out their message, and then they can copy out. They can learn to write, you know, like I love you, or to dad, or, so there's those ones there. And then this one is also, I'm using the cardstock. So if you have construction paper or cardstock, I found a sort of a piece dove cookie cutter, and then we could just trace this on the paper and cut it out. Well, I think we'll do two. Do two birds. So this can be a lot of fun for people. Instead of just buying your cards at the store or buying them online, it can be a lot of fun. We'll cut out our two birds that we traced. And you could just have, your children can make them for their family members that are with them. But it can be really exciting to send something in the mail, and making something, it really makes it's fun for kids to be creative. And Okay, so we have that one. And some of us might remember I remember making valentines when I was little at the school that I was at. We made handmade valentines. We made a big pouch to put them on. And then the pouches we put on the backs of our chairs. And then we got to exchange valentines with everybody. All right, so I'm going to take this piece of paper and just fold it in half. And we can glue our birds on. Okay, and I think we need a couple hearts. Let's do a couple red hearts here. And I found this tissue paper too, but just see what supplies you have at your house, or have some fun going. If you're allowed to go to stores where you are, go to, with the social distancing, go to a few stores. Okay, so we'll do 2 of the red hearts. Actually, maybe we'll do it. Let's do a hot pink too, since we already did red on that one. We'll do This is also a nice alternative if you don't want to if you're taking a break and being healthy and you don't want to just have a lot of sugar as a way to celebrate Valentine's Day. It can be fun to celebrate by just making Valentines. Letting the people that we know, that we love and care for them, a nice card. And then we'll just glue our hearts on. Scrap from the back because it was an envelope. Okay, so there we have another Valentine card. And the last one I wanted to show you is take a piece of your thicker paper and fold it in half. And we're going to make, I'm going to do a bigger, maybe that heart's too big. Maybe this one. Place this heart, and then we're going to cut it out. So when you're cutting this heart, don't cut all the way up right here. Don't make a cut into the paper. Cut right. Start your cut right there at the bottom of the heart, and you might have to help whether your own children or your nieces or nephews or your students, whoever you're working with. Or they might be doing this with you online, like distance learning too. So we're just cutting that out, and then this can be saved. And then what you can do is you can just take, if you have some just scraps of fabric, if you have a sewing box, and then you can just cut a piece of it off, and you can glue this inside the card. You could probably staple it too, or tape it, but you can just kind of glue the piece of fabric inside there. And then that way it adds a little bit of visual interest, so that you have, the card is like that, and then you can open it up, and then they can continue to decorate this. They can put, you can put a little hearts, cut out other hearts on here and glue them on and write on there. All right, so there's some examples for you for Valentine's Day, and I really appreciate that you joined me. Bye everyone. Have a great day. Be safe.